The last time we were in the studio, we were with Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
And I asked Tyson Fury, who should I get on next? And I didn't know what he would say. And he said Shaun Gash. I was like, who the fuck's this Shaun Gash? Obviously, listen, I'm going to go straight in with the world's worst question.
Yes,
I always like to ask uncomfortable questions, right? Because, especially if I don't know the story.
Yeah,
so
Ray, we've had this discussion this week, and we've always said, and I said to you, I said, I'll embarrass you more than you.
Let's start with your legs. What happened to your legs? Because I don't know the story.
Which
were you
one?
born with no legs?
Which one? 30 years ago, I was involved in a road traffic accident.
Mm-hmm.
I was only 20, backseat passenger, sat behind the driver, went round a corner too fast, car flipped over, threw me out the back window, broke my back, my ribs, my shoulder, punctured both my lungs, and they gave me 2 days to live.
Fucking hell.
So 6 months before my 21st.
Holy shit.
Life completely frigging changed. A lot of people would say for the worse, but for me, I'd say for the better.
Hello! Welcome to Paul Mort Talk Shit episode I don't know what. Today I'm super excited because today I'm talking shit with Mr. Shaun Gash. Shaun, how are you?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
I'm excited. I'm excited, a little bit nervous because...
I would be nervous, mate.
Shaun, so, I don't know how to word this. Shaun is a guy that I'd never met. This is the first time I've met Shaun. I followed him on Instagram for a while because the last time we were in the studio, we were with Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
And I asked Tyson Fury, who should I get on next? And I didn't know what he would say. And he said Shaun Gash. I was like, who the fuck's this Shaun Gash? Obviously, I didn't say that because that would be rude, wouldn't it? So anyway, I checked him out on Instagram and I love following him. So I asked him to come on the podcast and now he's here. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, but you just to say, right, I turned up. I was parked outside. I sent you a message, said, how do I get in? And what did you say to me?
I did say, mate, we're just down the stairs.
And you just down the stairs. And I'm like, yeah, so how am I going to get my wheelchair down the stairs? Down the stairs. Yeah, but you fucking climbed Kilimanjaro.
He has climbed. Well, there we go. We're in, look. We're in like Flynn on Kilimanjaro. So, Shaun, listen, I'm going to go straight in with the world's worst question.
Yes,
I always like to ask uncomfortable questions, right? Because... Especially if I don't know the story.
Yeah, Ray, we've had this discussion this week, and we've always said, and I said to you, I said, I'll embarrass you more than you.
Mate, let's start with your legs. What happened to your legs? Because I don't know the story. Were you born with no legs?
Which one? Come on, which one?
That half.
That half, right, okay.
That half.
Right, so 30 years ago, I was involved in a road traffic accident. I was only 20, backseat passenger, sat behind the driver, went round a corner too fast, car flipped over, threw me out the back window, broke my back, my ribs, my shoulder, punctured both my lungs, and they gave me 2 days to live.
Fucking hell.
So 6 months before my 21st.
Holy shit.
Life completely frigging changed. A lot of people would say for the worse, but for me, I'd say for the better, because what I've done with my life has been unbelievable. So that's how I lost the ability to walk. The leg, well, mate, it's like Weight Watchers. You just got Ben Nevis and you get it crushed and you chop it off. It's as easy as that, really. Why pay for all this Weight Watchers shit when you just go do something daft?
Yeah, mate, that's wild. All right, wow, we're in, eh? We're totally fucking in. All right, so, mate, let's go back to that accident then. Like,
okay, yeah.
What was your...
All right, so...
What was your initial...
Right. Okay, my initial reaction, right, so I was 20. I was sharing a house with my mates. I was training as a psychiatric nurse. I finished my shift at the hospital, went home. My mate said, let's go for a drink. And we went to a pub called Redwell, which is outside of Lancaster. It's like it's quite a notorious road out. 20, couple of girls in the bar. I was single. At the end of the night, said, do you want to lift home? Said, yeah. Remember getting in the car. 6 weeks later, I was in Southport, spinal injuries.
Fucking hell.
So,
6 weeks later?
Yeah, because I broke my back.
So were you in a coma for 6 weeks?
Yeah, I hadn't got a clue. No, see, it's weird, right? Because your body deals with things in different ways, right? So, if there's a trauma that happens to your body's got a mechanism to just shut down. Yeah. So, although I was still... talking and I was conscious and all this in the hospital, I can't remember any of that. I can't physically remember. The only thing I physically remember is coming out of that pub, jumping in an old Fiesta 1100, with the fixed windows. Yes. Backseat passenger, door shut. That was it. That's all I remember. I know what happened,
but
I've got no recollection of exactly memories of the physical memories of what happened.
Shit.
So I don't know whether that was a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know, because would it have haunted me? I don't know. But yeah, so I didn't, jumping in that car and then 6 weeks later you're waking up. But like I said,
was that one of the first things? Did you know that you couldn't use your legs?
No,
did you not feel anything?
Right. So I had my accident on the Sunday. I was in Lancaster Infirmary the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. X-rayed me on the Tuesday. Found out I broke my back. Transferred me to the Southport on the Thursday. The spinal unit wasn't even open then because I was just moving the new spinal unit. Transferred me again on the Friday to the new unit. Got in there, and then they realised that I completely snapped my back in half. So I am completely paralysed from chest down. I don't say fucking hell. Seriously,
was it? So
you told me to walk down the stairs.
I did tell you what. Were you in like a plaster cast or something?
No. So I've got because I can completely snapped my back in half.
Yeah.
I've got what they call a Harrington rod in my back.
Okay.
And they had to take my hip, so they crushed my hip, put the hip in my back as like cement.
Yeah.
And they're only supposed to leave it in for 18 months. It's been in 30 years.
Fucking hell.
And they won't take it out because they'll do more damage.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah, because it's like your bones.
Yeah.
Bones are growing over the wires.
Right,
and everything else. Right? So I remember, so I was in intensive care. Then you go into high dependency. And I was laid up in high dependency. So you have to picture this, laid in bed. So we're in a 4-bedded ward. And the only people I could see is through this fucking mirror because I'm looking up at the sea.
So that's all you could do?
That's all I could do.
Fucking hell.
Couldn't do anything. Just looking through this mirror at everybody else, listening to voices. And then a psychologist came in to see me and he said, Shaun, he said, you've had an accident, you've broken your back, you're not going to be able to walk again. And he fucked off.
Really?
Literally.
Just walked away?
Literally left it like that. So I was 20. My life had completely changed.
Yeah.
And what went through my mind was, I wanted to die.
Really?
Because I didn't know where.
At 20 years old,
I couldn't see where I was going to be. I've been told I'm not going to be able to walk again.
Yeah.
So my initial thoughts were, shit.
What's the point?
Am I going to, I can have a shag. I can have kids. Can I play football? Can I do everything that I used to do?
Yeah.
It's gone. Absolutely gone. And I didn't have anybody there to say, do you know, it's going to be all right. You'll be fine. Do you know what I mean?
So how long did it take you to get out of that? How long did that go on for, would you say?
Do you know what was weird? The weird thing was, it's like up until, so you go through different wards. So when I got discharged, when I came out of the high dependency, I went into like another ward and another ward. Anyway, it was about 6 weeks after breaking my back, and I started getting up in my chair.
Yeah.
And then when I was getting up in my chair, other people were getting up in their chairs. There's about 6 or 7 of us in the same time. They're all similar ages.
Yeah.
And then I realised that I was the only paraplegic. So I'm classed as paraplegic, completely broken, snapped and everything else.
Yeah.
And everybody else were tetraplegics.
Okay.
So they're broken their necks. So they needed more care. I mean, they couldn't wash themselves, dress themselves. They needed a bit more support.
Yeah.
And that was like,
did that put it in a different frame for you?
That was like a wake-up call.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
Seriously,
yeah.
I'm all right.
Yeah.
I've got full upper body strength. I can wash myself, dress myself, feed myself, whereas these guys, and they'll probably take the piss out of me and everything else, but they need a little bit more support. But you know what? We had such a scream.
Really?
We had such a scream in the hospital, right? So, right, you have to imagine, right? The only way to deal with something is I always said, right, if you can't laugh at yourself, right, there's no point. Yeah. What's the point in carrying on?
Yeah.
If you can't physically look at yourself and take piss at yourself, then what's the point of carrying on?
Yeah.
And so you know when we first met, I was fucking giving it what?
Yeah.
And that's just me.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, they say this in the military, don't they? They say the only way to get through the military is kind of with quite a lot of dark humour.
Yeah.
They have like the darker the experience, the darker the humour has to be.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what it was like?
Yeah, but exactly. So you have to imagine, right? So, when we grow up, the only way I can describe it is, so when you're a baby and you have to learn to walk, to talk, to do your bowel. You have to learn to. So we were going back to being a baby because we had to learn to do our bowels and catheters, and we had all these medical things that people have thrown at us, and we have to deal with, right? And the only way to deal with it was just to take the piss out of each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when our bodies, so my body had to get used to, having a shit. My body had to get used to, having need to go for a piss.
Yeah.
And I in a way, I had sort of had to train my body, but I then to get.
Could you not control that? Like,
no. They used to call me the 5 to 5 kid. Every time I transferred, I shit myself. Seriously,
really?
Every time I went like that, I shit myself. So, but it was 5-2 every hour.
Really?
5 to 5 kid.
Oh shit!
And then when you're doing your bowels, so they'd put you on this little commode, and then a toilet would be over there. So they'd shove these suppositories up your ass.
Yeah.
Well, you've got no fucking. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
So you don't even feel it coming out.
You can't clench your cheeks.
Yeah.
You can't clench your cheeks. So somebody shoves a suppository up your bum.
And can you even feel the suppository?
No. You've got a wheel to the toilet over there, and you could just see a trail.
Oh my god! Really?
So there goes Shaun.
Yeah.
And then you come back and it's like, that was a good result, that. Fucking ballad. That's the discussion.
Holy shit.
So your head, so the only way of dealing with that is by...
With humour?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way that we had to overcome it. That's the only way we had to deal with it. And then when you start, and it goes back to when you start laughing at yourself and, having the crack and looking back and thinking, oh my God, that was great. So all these guys that I was in hospital with, tetraplegic, so obviously they lost use of the hands and that. And we all smoked, and we used to go on the balcony in Southport, and there's a balcony. So you have to imagine, we were all lined up on this balcony. Not one of these fuckers could hold a cigarette.
Oh really?
Right? So there was me. I'd spark one up, take a drag, wheel across, give it to Lesley.
No way, really?
Get to the end, have to go back to the fucking beginning. Start on the pipe. Do you know what I mean?
Dude, that's amazing.
But we had a laugh.
Yeah.
We had a laugh about it.
Yeah. And how long were you in the hospital for?
So I was in hospital for 5.5 months. I was discharged a week before my 21st.
Yeah.
And do you know what? It was when I came out of hospital and became into, you got into the big bad world.
Yeah.
That's when you realize that I was in a chair.
Yeah.
Because in hospital, everything's cotton walled.
Yes.
You fall out of your chair, somebody's there to pick you up. You shit yourself, somebody's there to clean you up. You piss yourself, somebody's there to clean you up.
Yeah.
So
did you go back? Did you go back to living on your own, or were you with your mum and dad?
No. So at the time, mum's house wasn't suitable.
Yeah.
I was discharged and I had to go into a rehabilitation unit in Birkdale.
Right.
And I was there for about 3.5 years.
Uh-huh.
But every cloud has a silver lining. I met my wife there.
Oh really?
Yeah. So Dawn was a nurse in the rehab unit, and so I've been in a chair nearly 30 years, and we've been together 29 years.
Fucking, you didn't waste any time, did you?
No, mate. No,
I love that.
No, it's like, you just deal with it, don't you?
Yeah.
I always say that if I didn't have my accident, I wouldn't have done where I am today. I wouldn't have met Dawn. I wouldn't have had the kids. I wouldn't have done all these mad and weird and wonderful things that I've done. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think I've always said, it's weird. It's weird when you talk about it. I am the chair and the chair is me. We are one.
It's just part of you.
It's you don't just see a wheelchair.
Yeah.
You just see Shaun.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's the difference, because the difference between people seeing, whereas so now you'll only see me now.
Yes.
Whereas before you actually saw a chair.
Yeah.
Because you have to get down the stairs. Does that make sense? Do you know what I mean? Though?
I do. Right. So the chair's just a part of...
It's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Shit. So, dude, when did the...
And do you know what? And it's so you deal with it. So things happen for a reason. I'm a great believer in things happen for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a religious guy. I'm not. But I think, our journeys are set.
Yeah.
And our pathways are set, and we follow them pathways, and then every now and again we'll come across an obstacle that we've got to deal with.
Yeah.
And you go down. Don't get me wrong. I've had times when I've questioned myself.
Yeah.
And other times where I felt, am I a good father? Am I a good husband? You question yourself through all this. But then you realise that, do you know what I mean? I've been around individuals that have been worse than myself. So there's always somebody that's actually worse than yourself.
Yes.
And I always feel like I'm lucky.
Yeah.
I'm not a typical
Well, mate, you could have died in that accident.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I was only 20, and you know, my life changed. But I said to you at the beginning of this, like, this is my journey, and I believe that this is what I'm here for. I've just gone on and it's weird, right?
Where do you think you've picked this mindset up? Do you think you were born with it? Is there other people that you've learned it off? Or do you know what I'm saying?
I come from a forces background.
Yeah.
Right. So I went to an army boarding school. My dad was in the forces. Everything was red. So everything is black and white.
Yeah.
So so that's happened. You deal with it. You move on. Mm-hmm. I'm not one for looking back. I'm not one for thinking, oh shit, what's happened? Because that, you know, if everybody works and lives in the past, then you're never going to move forward to the future.
Yeah.
So we can't change what's happened.
Yeah.
But
you can just change how you feel about it.
Exactly. But we can plan and what paths we're going to take in the future.
Yeah.
And which avenues we're going to go down.
Yeah.
All right, it might be the wrong avenue, but then you sort of steer back into it. I've been down the wrong path.
Yeah.
But I've come back on the right path.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just makes you who you are.
Yeah. I love it.
You know?
So you think you got a lot of that, the ability to adapt, the ability to wrap your head around this. Do you think that's something that's naturally happened then for you?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I think I've just, because I'm a character anyway, my personality, I've just developed an individual that has decided that, you know, I accepted things quite early on.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, listening to how you talk and listen to what and it's all about acceptance.
Yeah.
If you can accept who you are, then it makes you a stronger person.
Yeah.
And once you're happy with yourself, then you can move on.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not happy, if there's something niggling it away with you, then deal with it.
But that would be resistance, right? And resistance is fucking exhausting. Yeah, it's like fighting it. You could mentally fight the fact that you'd had this accident.
Yeah.
And that you couldn't use your legs anymore.
I can't change that.
Nah. You could mentally try and resist it.
Can't
I wish
that.
this. It's like I wish this didn't happen.
I did have to get in that car. Did I have, you know, when I finished my shift at the hospital,
and
I knew I was on early the following day. Why didn't I just go home?
Yeah.
I was 20.
Yeah.
I was only 20. Jesus, you know what I mean? So it happened.
Yeah.
It happened for a reason.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm here.
Amazing. You know? When did he start doing the mad shit? The mad shit like fuck. Because I've seen, mate, I can't even keep up with how many mad things you've done.
So that just.
What was the first thing you ever did that was like, fuck it, I'm going to do this?
I did. All right. So, because me and Dawn, we've always trained and we've always gone to the gym and stuff like that. And we've always kept ourselves active.
Yeah. And
then all of a sudden, about 5, 6, 7 years ago, so all these mad mud runs started coming up on the scene, didn't they?
Yeah.
And I never heard about anybody in a chair doing it. I thought, fuck it, I want to do that.
Yeah.
So,
mate, I bet they could get down steps as well.
So I had to go through a journey just to find some
that would have you in.
That would have me in.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Really? So were they the first kind of mad things you ever did in the mud runs?
Yeah.
Were they?
Yeah, I mean, I've done it. Yeah.
Let's stay on the mud run thing then, because I want to know how this...
Oh, the mud run started. It was just a case of, I was in the gym and I said, I want to do one of them. And they said, right. And Simon, the owner of the gym, the owner of VVV, he said, look, I know the director of this course called Born Survivor. Mm-hmm. You know, he's an ex-Marine. He's postcode, up in the lakes. Have a chat with him.
Yeah.
I said, all right, great. Because I couldn't, there wasn't, no other courses available were willing to take me on because fucking hell, wheelchair. Whoa.
Yeah.
Jesus. Do you know what he's going at? Insurance.
Yes.
Claim.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? If anything's going to happen. So, and I'm like, fucking just let me do it.
Yeah.
So Kevin came down. We had a big meeting. And at that time, I did it with a friend of mine called Andy. He's in a chair as well. Mm-hmm. And I think I must have put him off for life because he's never done it again. And he's never done it again.
Yeah.
And so we had a meeting with it. We had a meeting with Kevin.
Yeah.
So Kevin came down and he said, "Right, I know you're in the chair. So just tell me about your disability." So I explained. I'm quite happy mentally. Okay. Mm-hmm. Andy's at the side of me saying, "Fucking." So Andy's like, I'm not going to die, am I? I'm like, Andy, don't say that. Andy, Jesus, don't say that. I'm trying to get us into this frigging course. So you got to tell. So Kevin, we had this meeting. Kevin's like, right, okay, we'll go away. The next minute, that night, I'm getting emails from Kevin. Shaun, I'm a bit worried. What's going in my head is like, Andrew saying that, am I going to die? You're not going to sue me, are you? The email, I'm like, mate, just let us do it.
Yeah.
So we put put a team together, and it was only a 10K course, but it took us like 6 hours to do this course because nobody in the team had ever done anything before. I'd never done anything before. It was grueling. I loved it. Absolutely. I just got addicted to it.
Well, it was just being like, what was the hardest part of it? Because it was slippy as fuck.
I think the hardest part was that I had this stupid front wheel on the chair and it kept on breaking, coming off.
Oh shit, it is.
So like, yeah, it was just, it was crap. But I mean, from there, I've managed to got in contact with RGK.
Mm-hmm.
They then created and designed this front wheel, which was perfect. So
just so you can do that?
Yeah. So
that's amazing.
I've now clocked over 100 kilometers of obstacle course racing.
Yeah.
I'm the only wheelchair disabled athlete, adaptive athlete, to have done the UK champs twice.
Really?
Completed the UK champs.
Shit, bro.
So that's, yeah.
Wow.
And then
that's crazy.
so then every year it was like, right, what can we do next? What can we do next?
Yeah.
So then I did a skydive, then we did Kilimanjaro, then we did Snowdon and Helvellyn and Ben Nevis, and it was like, right, next, scuba diving, and it's like, and do you know what? I never do any of this because like I want to be inspirational.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking what makes you...
I did it because, right, one, I wanted to do it myself.
Yes.
And along the way, if somebody said to me, wow, Shaun, can't believe you did that.
Yes.
You're in a wheelchair. I'm inspired.
Yes. Great.
Do you know what? I'll take that. I will take that 100%.
Yeah.
So it never went out there, never went in there to do what I've done to be this.
Impress anyone else.
No, I went in there to do it myself. And then from there, you know, when I first did the first mud runs and I realized that, you know, you realize people like a story, don't they? Mm. And then I realized that I was actually inspired because I was getting loads of messages from guys in chairs saying, Shaun, right, you're in a chair. How can I do it? I want to do this now. I want to do it. Yeah. I'm like, wow. Yeah. And I didn't realize. So
it makes you feel good, doesn't it?
And I get quite humbled the fact that I'm just Shaun.
Yeah.
My kids call me Papa Wheels. People call me Wheelchair Nutter.
Really?
You know what I mean? I'm just me and I just do these things and it's great. Yeah. It's fine. You know what I mean? So along the way, if people have got inspired by what I've done, you know, and that energizes me even more because then I know that, you know, I'd like to do something else. What's my next challenge? What can I do now? Yeah. You know, I'm like a carrot. Dawn always when I come home, Dawn's like, what are we doing next?
You haven't any ideas today, have you?
Yeah. Or somebody said, do you want to fancy doing this? Somebody dangles a carrot in front of me and says, do you want to try that? I'll go and do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
do you feel like that gives you,
you know what?
loads of purpose?
But it shows, right. Life's too short.
Yeah.
Right? Life's too short. And I've always said to my kids, and I always say to individuals around me, like, if you get to a point where you think, if only I'd done that, then it's not point. Yeah. Just do it. If it doesn't work, then you learn from it.
Well, at least you've had a pop.
Yeah. And you can say, I tried that.
Have you failed any of these challenges? So have you not finished any of them?
But what is a failure?
Yeah, have you not finished any of them?
What is a failure? Right, so Kilimanjaro. Yeah. We didn't get to the top of Kilimanjaro because it was altitude sickness and the guys that were with me, they all went down. So I had to come down because they all went off sick. Yeah. But I don't look at the fact that I didn't get to the top as a failure. I actually look at it as a plus. I went up there. Yeah. These guys never had, and I'm talking about the porters, never took a guy in a wheelchair up Kilimanjaro before. You know, we got 500 meters from the top, and they had to come down because the altitude sickness.
Yeah, but you don't see that as
no.
Would you have another pop?
But is that not a negative thing? A failure? No, failure. It's a negative word.
Oh, it is.
You're not a failure.
No. Well, you think about this. I think about this all the time. Successful people have failed more than unsuccessful people have even tried. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and again, I get asked all the time for this project that I've been working on. Oh, what's the worst thing that's ever happened to you? I'm thinking about, well, you're self-aware enough to know that none of it was bad. Because we're still here for a start. But every single thing that's happened has led us to me and you talking and me telling you to come down steps.
Exactly, right. So like Ben Nevis, yes. Right? So Ben Nevis, 2 years ago, I went Ben Nevis. And again, there was another mountain that was 300 meters from the top. I crushed my leg, had to get it chopped off, right? Not a failure. It was a journey. It was an amazing journey. Loved every minute of it. Would I change it? Nah.
So talk to me about this Ben Nevis thing then. Because this is what Tyson told me about. He told me and I was so taken back by what he said. I didn't quite get it. He said, you know, this guy, Shaun Gash. I almost tried to do his accent for a second. Never get this guy, Shaun Gash. he went up this mountain and then his leg fell off or something. And I was like, I heard it, but I didn't.
Okay, right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Right,
like I heard it come out of his mouth, but I didn't want to press it because my brain must have been going, what the fuck
But
did
you
you
know
just
what?
say?
But it is yeah, it is.
So
it
what
is.
happened?
Like, so we were 300 meters from the top, and the chair that I was in was it was a chair that I've never been in before. So it was like trying it out. Went up this, got 300 meters from the top. Anyway, it started raining.
Oh, so you hadn't even trained in this chair?
No. I'm just jump in it and give it a go.
Fucking hell.
Jump in and give it. So it started to rain.
Yeah.
And we stopped.
Yeah.
And I had my rucksack in front of me, opened the bag to get my jacket out, and thought, shit, where's my leg?
Fuck off, man.
Where's my leg? So somehow it had come off the footplate, and it must have been dragging along.
Oh, fuck.
It'd been dragging along I haven't got a clue how long it's been dragging. So nobody was around me at the time. So like Dawn was sat over there.
Yeah.
You know, there was like 36 that went up. Even my youngest daughter, she went up with us as well.
Really?
Yeah.
How old was she?
15. So I picked my leg up. You know, the only way I can describe it, you know, when you get an Easter egg,
Yeah.
and some bastard cracks it,
Yes.
and you feel it,
Yeah.
and you know that it's been crushed.
Yeah.
That's how my leg felt. That's how my leg felt.
Wow.
So I picked it up.
Yeah.
I thought, right. I'm paralyzed. I can't feel it.
Yes.
My body's not telling me.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Sean.
Stop it.
Yeah. My body's not telling me that.
It's not like when you stub your toe.
Yeah. Not telling me that at all.
Yeah.
So I picked it up and looked at it. I thought, shit, 300 meters. I could see the top.
Yeah.
What do I do? Do you put your leg back on the foot plate?
Was it all like a mess and that?
No.
Oh,
See,
wasn't a mess?
nobody knew because there was no blood. There was nothing. Honestly,
Oh, shit, really?
Absolutely. So it had been crushed,
Yeah.
but there wasn't. You wouldn't think because there was no blood at all.
Yeah.
So dilemma: do we put the leg back on and get to the top and go, shit?
Yeah.
I've crushed my leg.
Yeah.
Or do we hold a hand up? I say, I think I've got a problem here, and I've crushed my leg. So my head was like, let's get to the top and then do it.
Yeah.
And then my heart's looking at Dawn thinking, if I did that, she would crucify me.
Yeah.
So I said, I think
Because when you got to the top, you could add up other complications as well, right?
I said, I think I got a problem here.
Yeah.
And anyway, because there was like 36 of us that was up there, and there was like the fire and rescue guys, some of my friends are fire rescue guys, and so medically we were covered.
Yeah.
Anyway, they picked the leg up, and it literally was like,
Was it?
Yeah, seriously, it was just like a floppy flipping jelly.
Yeah.
So they had to get one of the walking sticks, tie the walking stick, and stuck it on my chair. And the next one, he said, "Look, you have to get airlifted because there's no way you can get it back down." And at that time, we actually saw the RAF copter coming in to see the mountain guys anyway, and. So yeah, came up, airlifted out, and you could see me being airlifted, talking to the guy called Taff, happened to be a Welsh guy.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah,
I was going to say, where was he from?
So he came down, so landed, came down, he said, Sean, what's you done? I explained, I said, I can't feel it anyway. Right, okay, let's get you up. So I'm talking to this guy all the way up, getting to a helicopter, I'm talking to the fucking pilots, you know, and there's me, Chris. Anyway, he said, Sean, if anybody else had done what you've done to that leg, you'd be sedated, we're completely out of it, because I'd basically...
Because they'd lost their shape mentally.
Oh, I'd crushed it 3 places, and I had a spiral fracture all the way up the leg.
Fucking hell.
Which is why they had to chop it off.
Wow.
So we got to Fort William. There's a long story, but I got to Fort William.
Mate, it's a podcast, that's what we're doing.
X-rayed it, and looked at it, and I said, that's going to have to come off. It's not going to heal. No, that's fine. So they transferred me from Fort William to Raigmore up in Inverness. I was in there for 3 weeks. There was in plaster cast and everything else, and it was a mess. And discharged back to Lancaster. Lancaster didn't want anything to do with me. I went to see a surgeon in Blackpool who said, right, we'll X-ray it. And so this is like 9 weeks later.
Really?
My leg was still crushed.
Yeah.
9 weeks later.
Yeah.
Mr. Manning saw me and he said, X-ray it, let's have a chat. X-rayed it. Yeah. Crushed it. Let's chop it off. So go back to Tyson. So I saw Tyson in the gym on the Thursday, I said, I'm going to get my leg off.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So I went in the Thursday, amputated Thursday, discharged Friday, back in the gym Saturday, turned up Saturday. Tyson comes in, it's like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Really?
So I'm back in the gym on the Saturday.
Shit.
But that's because, like, I've got no sensation, no feeling. It literally was, it goes back to me being black and white, chop the leg off, move on.
Yeah. Yeah. Shit, dude. So how did you meet Tyson then?
Yeah. I met Tyson at the gym.
Yeah.
Met Tyson at the gym back in 2016, 17.
Yeah.
I'd just done one of my challenges in that year, which I can't even remember which one I challenge I'd done. Anyway, Tyson was in there. He's did a little video thing for me to support.
Yeah.
And our relationship was just developed organically.
Yeah.
You know, I was in the gym, he was in the gym. He'd take the piss out of me, I'd take the piss out of him, and it was just, it was that.
Yeah.
It was
natural.
It wasn't. Yeah, it was. Like I mean, it was organic.
Yeah.
It wasn't any. Oh my God, that's Tyson Fury, and oh my God, that's Shaun Gash.
Yeah.
Not they would fucking say that.
Hey, not yet. That's about to happen.
They would fucking say that. But do you know what I mean? So so it just developed, and we was in the anyway. He was in the gym one night, and I said to him, I said, look, because I obviously run the basketball team, and I said, look, you know, I'd love you to be an ambassador for our team.
Yeah.
Because what you'll do for the kids that I've got in the club would be amazing.
When did you start doing that? The basketball thing?
I've been playing basketball for years.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, I've been playing basketball for like maybe 15, 20 years, something like that. Yeah. It's just a hobby.
Is that like the go-to sport for people in shape?
Right.
That's the thing that I see a lot of.
So let's rewind again. I keep rewinding a lot.
Mate, I love it.
When I rewind, so before I got discharged from hospital, we have to go for a consultation. So you go for a consultation with the top guy, and he says, anyway, so I went in with my mum, and he said, right, Shaun, what do you want to do when you grow up? Thinking, fucking hell, man, I'm 20.
Yeah.
At that time, I wanted to be a social worker. I thought, I'd like to be a social worker and support individuals like myself.
Yeah.
No, the only thing you're going to be able to do is play basketball and use a computer. I thought that.
What?
So if somebody said to me, like, that's all the only thing you can do, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So I didn't. So for 5 or 6 years, I never played basketball, never used a computer.
Because they told you.
Right? Now, 30 years down the line,
Yeah.
I play basketball, and I qualified as an IT teacher to work with SEN.
Shit, really? That's mad.
Many moons.
It took you a little bit of a while to catch up.
But it was because I started playing basketball on my terms.
Yeah.
Because I was ready.
Yeah.
You know, I did all my teaching because my teaching came about because somebody said to me, you know, when you come across individuals that see something in you, and that inspire you, and you think, and that give you that, go and do that. You'll be great at that. And it was one of my colleagues that I was working with, Mrs. King, when I was working in the high school, and she said, Shaun, you'd be great as a teacher.
Oh.
You know, I don't go and do your qualification and go and I'll support you 100%. So yes, that's what I did. So I did my teaching, and then I worked with SEN kids, teaching IT, you know, basic IT and stuff like that. So.
Is that what you do now?
No.
No. So what do you do full time now?
So my career.
Because I see you post something different every day, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Right. So I'm classified as a mobility advisor. So,
okay.
I work for an amazing company called RGK, who they create made-to-measure wheelchairs for individuals. So there could be daily chairs, could be a basketball chair,
like custom
tennis chair, could be whatever chair that you need for that particular sport. Then we can make it. RGK have been going for about 30 odd years, and there were basically 3 guys in chairs that had decided to create this company because when you break your back and you have an accident, you're basically given a chair. Yeah. This is your larder, or this is your tank. Yeah. You know, go out and be independent and whatever. So they then created RGK to form made-to-measure wheelchairs for individuals. Yeah. So I've been an ambassador with RGK for about 20 odd years. And at that time, about a year ago, I was working in the children's centres, working with families with child protection side of things, and our funding got cut. Anyway, RGK said, "Look, we've got a position here to cover the Northwest, Scotland, North Wales. Do you fancy it?" I thought, change my career and go down on a different career path.
So that must be for you.
I've never been. Do you know what? I've never been out of a job for the 30 years that I've been in on my wheelchair journey, which I'm proud of because it just goes to show that
you can.
Yeah, of course you can. You can do anything. You can do anything you want. You know, and I'm a stickler for providing for my family the way that I want to do, so that my kids can look at me and say, "Look, that Dad works." You know, just because Dad's in a chair doesn't stop Dad from doing what he does.
Yeah, I love that. How old are your kids? 15? Not enough. She was 15 then.
So my youngest, she's nearly 16, but my eldest, my twins are nearly 21.
Fucking hell! That's how old Mac is.
In a couple of weeks, I hit the big 50.
Yes.
And then a couple of days after that, the kids hit 21.
Fucking hell.
And then my wife's birthday dawns is on the 26th of December. So we've got 18th, 23rd, 26th.
All in a row.
All in a row.
Shit, dude, that's, do you know what? I love that you said there about your kids, because like that, without you even knowing it when they're older, they're going to be like they'll be killers.
Oh, that'd be great.
Because they're going to see you as like, well, my dad did this, like, because I'm a big believer in it. I did a podcast with my kids last night where it was kind of affirmed to me that kids will they'll not listen to what you fucking say.
Yeah.
They'll copy what you do.
Do you know all the challenges that I've done? Right? Except Killy, my kids have done it with me. So when I did Land's End to John O'Groats, my youngest.
Did they ask to as well? Or did you force them to?
No. No. It just happened. They just did it with us. You know, when the mud runs, they did the mud runs with me.
Yeah.
They did Snowdon with me. They did like Land's End to John O'Groats the first 3 days. So my youngest, so Neve, she cycled like 50 mile a day for 3 days.
Yeah.
While I was pushing alongside. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's amazing.
And then it's just part of the family. It's just who we are.
Yeah.
And I get what you're saying, because I think that's, you know, I remember when my kids were about 2 years old, and we'd gone to the Rotary Games down in Coventry.
Yeah.
And the Rotary Games, they organise these games every year for different sporting events for anybody with any ability, right? And so there's like tons of wheelchairs, right? Yeah. So, and obviously my kids have only known Dad in a chair. They've only seen me in a chair. So we get to Coventry. And all of a sudden, there's all these wheelchairs, and they are literally just climbing on everybody's knee because they think it's Daddy.
Really? Was it?
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's mad. Because they don't know anyone else in a chair.
Exactly.
Wow.
And they didn't have any, there wasn't, you can't do that. It was just an automatic
shit
climbing on the chairs.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. You know,
we're in Coventry next week. Actually, we've got a podcast in Coventry.
It's crazy.
That is mad.
It's crazy. But my kids are grounded. My kids, you know, they
because mate, let's face it, right? Like I'm a man that gets contacted from a lot of men, and I also hear a lot of fucking excuses. Yeah. It would be easy. It would have been easy for you your whole life to say, listen, I'm in a wheelchair. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you?
My life's too short.
Do you ever get pissed off when you hear people making excuses? You must do. Part of you must be like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. I think in my professional career, my professional pathway, I've got to be really careful on what I say. Yeah. My thoughts and feelings, because I have to be non-judgmental.
Yes. Because you're around a lot of people.
Absolutely,
that are,
But then when you come away and you think to yourself, oh, come on, look. Yeah. Right. Okay. I get. We all have difficulties, and we all have problems, and we all have these barriers and stuff like that. But do you know what I mean? I feel everybody can dig deep and move on with life and do stuff. You know, don't latch on to something and use that as an excuse. Yeah, you know, because I think I'm going. You know, when I was working in schools, and it came apparent. You know, there was a lot of families now coming. I don't know whether I'm being PC on this or not, because if I'm going to get shot down, then I get shot down. but ADHD at the time was a big thing. And then all of a sudden the family suddenly latched onto this, right, well, my son, my daughter, da-da-da-da. And when I was working with all these families, I'm like, well, actually, if you don't give your kids fucking Coke or chocolate for breakfast in the morning, then they ain't going to bounce off.
Well, mate, I actually called someone out on this the other day because I'm like, he was like, oh, I've got ADD and bipolar. I'm like, well, let's talk about ADD first because I'm like, when I was at school, if ADD was a fucking thing, because it wouldn't have been a thing when you were at school,
No.
I would have been classed as ADD. Yeah. But what I think is that we have selective attention deficit. Like you put a kid on Fortnite, he'll not have ADD anymore.
No.
You put him in front of something that he actually likes doing, he's not going to have ADD. The only time he's going to have ADD is if he's doing something that he thinks is boring as fuck. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I'm like, it's very ADHD is fucking selective as fuck.
And it's strange, right? Because I do believe that when I look at my journey and where I've been and where I'm going and what I'm doing, and I think, do you know what I mean? Anybody can achieve anything. You can do whatever you want as long as you've got a good mindset about you. Yeah, got a great support around you, and you're positive. It's hard to be positive every day. Yeah,
it's not about. It's almost impossible.
And it's not about being positive.
Mate, I complained all the way up.
Absolutely,
I complained all the way up. I was like, oh fucking hell, I don't feel very. Oh fucking hell. Yeah. Honestly, I complained all the way up. Yeah. Now I was thinking I better change my fucking state, or Shaun will have us on toast. Shaun will have me on toast if I start complaining on the fucking mic.
Okay, just whatever you think.
In fact, you asked me before this. He said, how are you? I said, I don't feel very well. And he was like, you look at us almost like, you fucking kidding me? Actually,
and there's me strapping.
What are your exact words?
Me strapping my legs together.
Mate, what were your exact words? Your exact words were, you've got a cold, I've got no legs or something. Yeah, I was like, I'm fucking hell, I better shut my mouth here. But you know, it's not about, sometimes I think that you mentioned positive thinking there, and I think it is hard to be positive, but I think a lot of the time it's just about the frame that you put in, like a contrast. Because it's all about comparison, isn't it, really? Like you said to me, you've got a cold, I've got no legs. And you said before, I can't use my legs, they can't use their arms either. Yeah. You put it in a different, of course you do. You put a different filter on it, if you like. Of course you do. And I think that's all the time that some people need to do. It's not about going from, oh, well, think positively. It's almost like just change the fucking filter that you've got on it. Yeah. Change the frame that you see it through. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's when you talk of negative words like diets. To me, a diet is a negative word.
Yeah, it's got the word die in it for a start.
Because you're actually if you look at, well, actually, I'm not on a diet. I'm actually just changing my way of eating and I'm changing my method and how I'm going to go about
giving a fuck about what goes in your mouth.
Absolutely, yeah. Am I pissed off with some people's attitudes towards their lives? Look, we're all different, aren't we? We're all individuals, and we've all gone down different pathways, and we've all got a different supportive network around us. Yeah. And I think if you're fortunate to have a good network around you, then that just energizes you even more. Yeah. And it's really hard to get out of that bubble. Yeah. If you're in a bubble that is a negative bubble, sometimes it's difficult to get out of that. Yeah. And when you do. And you do pop it, and you're out there, then I
think we conform to that. Absolutely. We conform to the bubble.
Yeah, we do.
So I think if you put me in a room full of 5 complainers, I'd be okay to start with, but then after a while, I'd start conforming to their fucking complaining. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think that's only human behavior. Put me in a room. If you put me in a room full of 10 negative people, at some point I become the 11th.
So go back to what you said to me about before, ages ago, about asking about, when did I start doing all these weird and wonderful things, and mad things and stuff like that, because I'm not conforming to anybody that's in a chair. Yeah. Yeah. So the route I took up Kilimanjaro was a route that nobody paraplegic has ever done before. Yeah. Why? 1, because I could do it, and 2, because it was probably, as you read in the brochure, it's the most scenic route you can go up.
Is it?
Well, fucking hardest route you can go up, but it's the most scenic route you can go up. But I did it because somebody said, you can't do that. Yeah. I jumped out of an airplane because somebody said to me I couldn't do it. Yeah. At the moment I'm scuba diving because somebody said that I can't do it. And we're creating this amazing opportunity for anybody with any ability to actually, and I'm talking with any ability, whether we're working with a guy at the moment who's blind. Mm-hmm. So we've got to rethink all how we go about with our signs and signals underwater for somebody that's blind. So we're going to have to do a lot of touch. Yeah. So he knows what we're talking about. We're talking about your compression and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's about taking your mindset out of that
Yeah.
and then saying, look, actually, I can do that. Everything I've done in my life, I've had a good team around me.
Yeah. Yeah.
The mud runs, I've had a great team around
Yeah.
me.
Have you created that?
No, it just happened.
Yeah. Because I think like when
It
you
just
said,
happened.
I think a lot of the time we talk about fortune. I think sometimes you have created that. Like you have created it. I think.
Yeah.
But do you know why I think you've created it? From the places where you've put yourself. Because no one pushed you into those places by accident, did they? Do you know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
You've put yourself there, but it has evolved naturally.
Yeah, absolutely.
But none of that would have happened if you'd have stayed at home feeling fucking sorry for yourself, would it?
Totally.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's same with me meeting Dawn. You know, if I'm meeting, sorry.
Just saw me, he's just showing off his stump.
Listen, you can feel my stump anytime. Right? Whatever turned you on.
That's what they all say.
I just think that like my life is what it is because of what's happened to me, and I would never have met Dawn. I wouldn't have had the kids. I wouldn't have done what I've done. I wouldn't be who I am now.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where my head is.
That's amazing.
And there are days when I feel, oh God, you know, but then you just something will happen and it just picks you back up again.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. I'm gonna ask you a question that do you know what? I keep meaning to ask this of everybody, but I always go off track with it because we've got a lot of men listening to the show. Hundreds of thousands of women listen as well. So thank you, ladies. But I've got a question for you.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Why do you think men these days struggle so much?
So I think it's because of who we are, because we're seen as the male dominant figure. Mm-hmm. That's where I am, right? So when I first had my accident, you know, first thing that went through my head was, you know, how can I have sex?
Is my dick still going to work? Yeah.
You know, am I going to have kids?
Yeah.
You know, and it was me getting. I was fucking. I have to tell you the story. You piss yourself laughing. so when me and Dawn got together, so I'll come back to that question in a minute. So when me and Dawn got together,
mate, what you're amazing at, because I'm terrible at this. I'll say, man, what we're talking about here, but you're great at remembering what we're talking about.
So when me and Dawn got together, like, and I'm like, forget, I've got it. Like Dawn, when I first met Dawn, I was going through a stage, right? So I was 20, 21, because I've just turned 21, of I needed to have a girlfriend. Not to have a girlfriend, but to have a girlfriend to make me, as a man, feel worthy.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally makes sense. Yeah,
right.
Totally makes sense.
So I had a couple of girlfriends who were just there. I just, you know, I wasn't
friends that were girls.
I wasn't horrible with them. I wasn't anything, but they were my girlfriend.
They're just friends that were girls.
They were my but I classed them as my girlfriend because that was a status.
Yeah.
So when me and Dawn eventually got together, she said, "You are shit. You are a fucking shit. The way you treated them girls like shit. Not. I wasn't nasty to them physically or verbally or whatever.
Yeah.
I just wasn't a boyfriend.
Yeah.
I just needed somebody there." And I said to her, and we had this discussion. I said, "Do you know what? I was actually going through an acceptance.
Yeah.
I was actually in my head. I was still going through this male person who I am. I need to have a girlfriend to show the world that I'm still a man and I can still pull a chick."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went through that stage. So when myself and Dawn got together, and you know, I fell in love with Dawn, and it was like, so I remember our first weekend away was up in Ayr in Scotland. Mm-hmm. I fucking shit myself.
Did it?
Right? I'm paralyzed.
Yeah.
My dick doesn't work.
Yeah.
I can't get hard on because I can't fucking feel it. The only time I get hard on is when I have a spasm. That's why I'm not going to have a spasm. Right? Okay? Right? So I had to go and speak to the psychologist in the Southport.
Yeah.
In the hospital, because I'm like, you know, when the first time you have your birds and the bees talk with your dad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is what it was like.
Yeah.
I had to go and see a fucking psychologist that says, what can I do?
Yeah.
Right? So we're going back 30 years. Don't forget, this is 30 years ago. So technology has changed.
Yeah.
Right? And so the guy, I can describe him as a tall, thin guy, ginger hair, balding.
Oh.
Right? Went in there and sat down and they said, I sat down anyway. Went in there and I said, right, I want to have a sexual relationship with my partner, Dawn. What do I do?
Yeah.
He said, right, so he pulled out. The only way I could describe it is like, you know when you get an elastic band?
Yeah.
And you rub the elastic band round your finger. It's tight. You have to keep tying it, and it goes tight,
Yeah.
So we had these butterfly clips, elastic bands. He said, look, these are what we've got at the moment. It's what you want to do. You want to get like a semi-hard-on. Find the best. I should have brought with me.
Come and do a live demo for YouTube.
Find. Oh mate, that's a whole new man. That's a fucking Babe Station. You got I used to be a Crippendale.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, we lost that one. He said, so you get a semi-hard on. You find that the right size of rubber band for you. You put it on your any piece, and when you get stiff, it'll cut the circulation off, and you're there.
Oh my God!
Right, I'm like, right, okay. He said, use it in foreplay. I'm like, fucking hell!
Oh,
use that in foreplay. So, right, so me and Dawn up in there,
an elastic band.
Oh yeah, so we're up in there, and he got to that. So we'd have gone out for a nice meal, and a couple of drinks, and back in the bedroom, I was so nervous.
Yeah,
and Dawn's like, we get a bit amorous, and I said, right, sorry, love, like a fucking examination. Right, just gonna have to get my stuff out. So I got my elastic bands out, half a semi. I said, hold it, love. We're supposed to be using this in foreplay, right? So can you just get hold of the band? Anyway, fucking ripped all the foreskin.
Oh, shit.
Seriously.
I think mine just came off there when you just said that.
I'm just glad I couldn't feel my cock because
God.
And we were there, and she's like, and there was blood, and she's like,
oh no, man.
Like, what do we do?
Oh, shit.
Well, obviously that's not happening. So that's not fucking happening. So
oh my God.
Yeah, so that was my first time, and then from there it progressed on to Cavaject. So Cavaject is an injection, right? So and basically again. We've got this new drug. It's called Cavaject.
Right.
Other drugs are available. And you basically, it's an injection, and you actually insert it, and you stick the needle in the base of your penis.
Yeah.
Inject it.
Yeah.
And then give it a little rub, and it goes. Fucking. Cavaject was good. It was good.
Was it?
But again, use it in foreplay. How the fucking hell can you use a needle
in foreplay?
Yeah, jacking it up to stick it in your cock and use that as foreplay. How can you do that, mate? Seriously, never know. And then from then we progressed.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, Pfizer, the company Pfizer.
Yeah.
Other companies are available.
Yeah.
Pfizer.
Aren't they making the new fucking vaccines?
They brought out Viagra.
Yes.
I was the first one. Hold my hand up. To trial the Viagra. I was the only disabled man to trial the Viagra.
No way.
Absolutely.
Mate, never mind Kilimanjaro.
Absolutely.
That is a fucking claim to fame.
So I had to, so it said, the Viagra worked. So it went from having a fucking rubber band, ripping your cock off.
Is that why your middle name's Stiffy?
Absolutely. Yeah. Listen, now I've lost my hips, but I've got it in my lips. Just saying, right? So I went from having a rubber band around my cock.
Yeah.
To having to insert myself like a fucking joggy.
Yeah.
Now there we go. Jack up your cock.
Yeah.
To then just dropping a couple of pills.
Wow. Shit, that's mental. You've seen the full thing.
So, and it gets to the other point of it about my kids.
Yeah.
How can I have my kids?
Yeah.
So obviously I've got no sensation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't ejaculate.
Yeah.
So I can't come because I can't feel it.
Yeah.
Right? Men's G spots are up the bum. Did you know that?
That's probably why I like it so much.
There you go.
Yeah. I think I've just revealed something in the entire world there.
There you go.
Yeah.
So men's G.
Do you know what the worst part is?
Right.
Here's the worst part. My mum listens to me podcast.
Oh,
sorry, mum.
Sorry, mum.
Sorry, mum.
Well, this is an educational part. Right? So an educational part. So obviously, me and Dawn had to go.
Don't tell me dad about this.
We had to go through. We had to go through IVF to have the kids, right?
Yep.
So obviously, and Dawn had to go to Liverpool Women's Hospital. I had to go to Southport, and then on the day, I've got 3 kids. They're actually triplets. Although there's 5 years difference. They was all conceived on the same day, but then they were frozen.
Oh wow!
Yeah, there you go. Right. So on the day that I had to go to the thing, I went to Southport, and Dawn had to go to Liverpool, and then rocked up, rolled in, and then I had to be taken into a theatre, and I had some drug to lower my heart rate because I'd have to. So there was an anaesthetist, there was a nurse, there was a doctor. So the doctor was behind my ass with a vibrator.
Hold on a second.
Wait. So the doctor behind my ass with a vibrator. I had the nurse in front of me holding a pot round my cock. So I had the anaesthetist checking my heart to make sure I was all right. Right.
Wow.
So we're there, ready to go.
Full squad.
Ready to go. Next minute we got knock on the door. Fucking hell. Here we go. Doctor opened up. We've got some students in today. Just wondering if they can come and watch.
Oh my God.
Yeah, bring them all in.
Oh, fucking hell.
Wait. Bring them all in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 20 fucking students.
No way.
20 students in a theatre. Me, I'm naked. I'm naked on a fucking theatre bed with a nurse with a tub round my cock, a doctor with a vibrator up my arse, and an anaesthetist watching my heartbeat as I'm coming in.
And a crowd. An audience.
And a crowd. And a fucking, it's like being in Amsterdam. I've been there before. And what I took, right? So he gets doctor gets a vibrator, puts him in. We're just going.
You couldn't feel that though, right?
I couldn't feel it. I'm going to turn it up. I'm just going to turn the wattage up.
Fucking hell!
As he turned the wattage up, my fucking legs started going like.
Liz,
the nurse, she's like, oh, can we have some volunteer students, please? So they had to pin my legs down.
Oh my God!
So student nurses, holding my legs because my legs are going like that. The doctor shoving the fucking vibrator up my ass, turning up the wattage. Liz collecting me cum.
No way.
When I finished, she said, "There's me in I was in fucking stitches. I was in stitches because it goes back to you have to laugh at yourself.
Well, that's all you could do.
I was in stitches. Next minute, she says, "Shaun, I think you're done." I'm thinking, thank fuck for that. So, took the top away, put it up, chucked it in a top, chucked it in a bag. Yeah. Put it in a taxi, honestly, sent it to the Liverpool Women's Hospital. Dawn just turned up at Liverpool Women's Hospital. Yeah. And then...
Also was there for already?
No, Dawn turned up at Liverpool Women's Hospital. The taxi driver turned up, came in, got a package for Mrs. Gash. Your husband's here.
Oh, shit, that's amazing.
And that's how my kids were conceived.
Wow, dude, that is some story.
I came in Southport and they were delivered in Liverpool.
That is a fast sperm. Holy shit.
Mate. And that's how I have a kid. So we had IVF. Obviously, Shaun and Cam were born the twins. Yeah. And then we still had 7 embryos left. 5 years later, they got in contact and said, what do you want to do with this? Defrosted them, and we had Neve. So they're actually triplets, but they were...
That's crazy. Fucking hell, mate.
Crazy, man, isn't it?
Mate,
I've got all these other stories.
I've heard some mad stories on the podcast from the guys that I've had on.
There you go.
But, mate, I tell you what it is. A dildo up your arse with 20 people watching is a new...
mate, so it goes back to when you talked about before about, as a man and, and how you feel and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah. And I went through all them emotions.
Yes, of course.
And you went through, like, what can I do? Can I do this? And because it's just... It's not a chauvinistic thing at all. Yeah. I think it's just a man thing. It's
like a natural.
You just feel that I'm the provider. I've got to be the provider of the family, and I've got to be the one that holds my family together. And I've got to be the I'm the that's who I am. Yeah. That's my role.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes it's difficult for me, to let go. When I watched my kids as they were growing up and they wanted to play football and rugby and and all I could do was watch. But then I found my other ways of dealing with them. My son put me in goal and used me as a fucking wheelchair target to kick the ball at me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we dealt with it.
Yeah.
And it was fine.
Yeah.
But it's still... then there were days when you question yourself as a father, as a man, as a husband,
So, mate, I love that.
We've gone from up there to down.
Mate, no, I love it. Mate, I love it. I think I'd love to stay here a little bit longer if that's all right. So we're saying that men are struggling because of this. We have this idea that we're supposed to be the provider, the perception that we're supposed to be the provider, the alpha male, if you like, or the protector. And
I think I think throughout life, that's always been, from early back in the caveman
Yeah.
days. Oh, going out and you go out.
Yeah,
and,
hunter-gatherer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's who we were. And
Yeah.
that's where
Yeah.
we're supposed to be. That's
Yeah.
what our jobs are supposed to be.
Yeah.
But it isn't. It's changed. You
Yeah,
know?
it has changed.
And, you know, things have progressed, and I would be lost without Dawn, and we are a partner.
Yeah.
You know, we're together. We
Yeah.
do everything together. We train together.
Yeah.
You know, that's who we are.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's when you've got a relationship like that, it's easy to then realize and to feel okay about it, to feel that, you know, like the other day, Dawn was having to fucking get up on a stool to put the blinds up, and I'm sat there thinking, I just hold these here.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it should be me
Yeah.
that should be up there doing these things.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't look at it that way.
Yeah.
You know?
You're providing in other ways.
Absolutely, yeah.
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 Yeah. I
There you
love
go.
it, mate. I love it, mate. So, mate, this has blown my fucking head off.
Isn't it?
Honestly, this
There
has
you
blown
go.
my fucking head off. It's been phenomenal, mate. Where can what's next for you?
At the moment, it's my scuba diving. I must admit, I'm just loving scuba diving at the moment. Definitely, me and Wardy and Tyson are going to do Lancaster Hill again.
What's that?
Lancaster Hill. Oh, come on!
I'm not from here, man.
It's my stallion. He's take Tyson up a hill and drag a wheelchair behind it.
Oh shit, I have seen it. How high's Lancaster Hill? I'm just seeing whether I'm going to invite myself along or not.
So, come along.
Oh, hold on. I'm waiting for you to tell me how high it is.
It's only a 4-mile trek.
Is it? Well,
It's
we'll
not
see.
like a mountain, but it's hard. It's difficult.
And Wardy's doing hand signals. He's like,
Yeah, it's easier going down than it is going up.
Of course it is when you got wheels, mate.
Absolutely.
So scuba diving. We're going to do
Scuba
this.
diving, yeah.
We're going to do this hill thing.
Yeah, and then whatever else comes, you know, once we get over this COVID and everything else, you know, one of my other things what I wanted to do that I should have done was canoeing the Zambezi. That's another thing that's on my bucket list, to canoe the Zambezi.
Nice.
You know, I want to do that.
Yeah.
There's just, you know, do you know what? When I had my accident, like, and I had to go for the consultant, he said to me, he said, Shaun, you're only going to live till you're 52.
Fucking hell.
Right?
These consultants are fucking savages,
in
aren't they?
In a few weeks, I'm 50.
Yeah.
And I'm really proud to say that I'm 50.
Mate, you're not going anywhere when you're 52, bro.
Yeah, that's exactly. And
Nah.
you know, I keep saying to Don, I say, look, dude, you've only got a couple more years of me. Just make the most of it. Make the most of it. But look, it's this idea that back 30 years ago, when you first have an accident, that you know, you're only going to live to a certain age because of that's, you know, we don't have technology and medical and medicines and everything else.
Yes.
You know? I had to go for my MOT, you know, to make sure I'm all right. And I've got the blood pressure of a 20-year-old. And I'm probably fitter and healthier, and my mindset is completely different to when I was.
When they gave you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's because I've developed and I've progressed and I've challenged and I always say, set yourself a goal.
Yeah.
Like, so, and every week me and Tyson will set ourselves a goal.
Yeah.
So you set yourself a goal every week. That's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And that's the energy. That's what keeps you going.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if you don't do it, he's going to call you out. And if he doesn't do it, you're going to call him out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, he's bigger than me.
I don't know anyone that isn't bigger than, to be fair.
He'll take my wheels off me and stick my brakes. Come and get me now.
So, mate,
Hey, look, we're claim to fame. Come on, I've beaten him 4 times in a fucking sprint.
you did, didn't you, on the pier?
Yeah.
Yeah. On the promenade?
Yeah.
Well,
So I'm having that.
well, actually, I saw it and he was leading
Put
at
that-
first, wasn't he?
You
He got off to a fast start and then he took...
I cut him off.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, tricks of the trade, isn't it?
Go on, after you.
Mate, you mentioned it. I wasn't going to ask this question, but...
Why not?
How has... It didn't seem... It's weird. It doesn't seem that relevant anymore. Like, how have you done it? It seems ridiculous that I'm asking it now that it's about to come out my mouth. How has this whole lockdown thing been for you? Has it been challenging? Has it been no different?
no.
Is your life not really that different?
No, because you know, I was so right. So when all this happened, back in March, I was out in Kansas.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah, because I was out with all the wheelchair. There was a big American wheelchair basketball games. So we was out there with RGK. We were doing all the measurements. Like there was 200 teams. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
So we flew out on the Wednesday. We arrived on the Thursday, and then within 24 hours, COVID kicked off.
Yeah.
and they were shutting down borders and here, there, and everywhere. And like I've got Dawn ringing me up saying, "Are you coming home? What's happening?"
Yeah.
So we managed to bring everything forward. We left on the Saturday, got home on the Sunday, and then I was furloughed from that Monday right away till July.
Yeah.
But in that time when I was at home furloughed, I was doing active. I started doing like all the online fitness stuff, and you know, and then I started doing the stuff with all the other boxers. Like obviously Tyson did it, Isaac did it. You know, I had Tasha did it, Josh Franklin did it. You know, I was just keeping myself active, and and so the kids. So like, because my kids were at home as well. Dawn was still working because she's a key worker. Yeah. So we started doing our own "Come Dine with Me."
Oh, did you?
So every day, like somebody was cooking, and then at the end of the week, we'd say,
that is cool.
Good. So you came up with your own ways of dealing with it.
Yeah.
You know, lockdown was great. I loved it. I got a fucking best time
Do you
ever.
know what? You said March there when it all happened. It feels like a fucking lifetime ago, that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It's only, how long ago was that? 7-8 months ago?
Yeah.
7 months ago?
So I got back to work towards the end of July.
Yeah.
And I've still been working. And, you know, although I'm out there working and measuring up individuals for chairs and stuff like that, I've still got to go in with the PPE. I still got to do everything that I need to do because we're still classified as key workers. Yeah. So I'm still out there working, still doing what I need to do.
Would you be classed as vulnerable, Shaun, or not? By anyone else?
Oh, fucking hell, mate, come on.
But no, I was just, do you know what?
Vulnerable?
Do you need to be classed as vulnerable or not?
No, I'm not classed as vulnerable because no, I don't think my doctors even realise that I am vulnerable.
Yeah. But just thinking, I'm like, I was classed as vulnerable because I've got fucking asthma.
A couple of the guys that I work with, like they had the letters say, look, you have to stay at home. Yep. And I'm thinking, yeah, they're paras, I'm a para. Yeah. But look, I'm on no medication. I'm on medication. I'm on nothing. Where these guys are on medication and stuff like that. And so I live my life through healthy eating and exercise and.
Well, I'm going to ask one more question. In fact, I'm going to ask three because producer Max sitting here and he's not on the mic today, and he asks everyone the same question, which is, what do you do on, like, he's fascinated by this whole morning routine, rituals, daily habits thing. Like, what are some of the things that you do every single day without fail just to keep yourself right mentally and physically?
What do I do every day?
What do you have, like a morning ritual? Do you have routines?
All right, so my morning ritual is I get out of bed, I stick a catheter in my cock,
Best one yet.
I empty my bladder.
Yeah.
I jump on a shower chair, have a shower.
Yeah.
Go and make a cup of tea for Dawn. Yeah. And do you know what? And the weird thing is, I'll send a text to Tyson. He'll send me a text back, and I'll send a text. That's where my head is. Yeah. I start off with something positive. Yes. But there's always a catheter.
It's important that there's always a catheter in your cock.
There's always a catheter in my cock.
Hey, mate, it's all right though. You can't feel it.
Really, that's my ritual.
It is, huh? Catheter in your mate. That's the best one, isn't it? Yeah. That is the best one. All right, next question.
Drain your bladder. That's positive.
It is. It's very positive. It's better out than in, isn't it?
Absolutely.
What?
Well, I'm saying that depends. I don't know, mate. I've had a vibrator on my ass. Gave me 3 kids. You know. Jesus.
I'm scared to try it in case I like it. To be honest.
Listen,
What do you think about sparkling? What do you think about sparkling water? Do you like it?
Yeah, I do.
Do you like it? Do you think it makes your mouth dry?
No. I actually prefer
just his fucking tummy.
No, I actually prefer it.
Do you?
I actually prefer sparkling water.
Him and Chris Ramsey are the only 2 people that are like, oh no, I'm not having sparkling water.
Oh no, sparkling. I prefer that any day.
Do you? See, that's amazing. Do you ever spray deodorant in your mouth?
No, but I have done.
Oh yeah. By accident or on purpose?
By accident.
By accident. There you go. That's all right. Last one. Out of all of the things that you could do with potatoes, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I'd 100% do that first, where would mashed potato be on that scale?
Right. Are we talking mash, just plain mash?
Just mash. You're not allowed to add like fucking truffle and fucking all that posh shit to it.
I'd say 5.
5? Yeah. What kind of things are above it?
Oh, chips.
Chips?
Yeah.
Roasties?
Roasties. Done in the duck fat.
Ooh. See, is that cheating? Is that cheating or not? Is it? Well, my son reckons that roast potatoes are just roast potatoes with mash in the middle. He said it's just. He said to his dad. He said, "Well, I like the skin." He said, "But I don't like the mash in the middle."
They're just crispied up, aren't they? Right. So
have you ever had Hasselback potatoes?
So my question to you is, right, Yorkshires.
What about them?
How do you have your Yorkshires?
Uh,
Now, would you have your Yorkshires hot with gravy or cold with jam?
Oh, bro, that is a difficult question. Wow. Do you know what? I'm going to sound like a big fucking fairy for saying this. Lesley, my wife, would lose her shit if she saw me eating the Yorkshire pudding with jam on, but I fucking love them. Shh.
Hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She would go, she'd see me do it
Cold
once.
with jam.
When I was at home, when I lived with my mum and dad. When I lived with my mum and dad, I used to eat them with jam on all the time, cold.
Yeah.
And then my wife saw me doing it and she lost her shit. She was, what
Okay,
the
right.
fuck are you doing?
Another question for you, right? Okay.
Whoa. I'm asking the questions? Yeah, sure.
Have you ever had a bacon and banana body?
Oh my God. No.
Whoa. Don't mock it till you tried it.
Really?
So, bacon and banana.
All right.
What are you looking like?
How did you end up eating that thing?
Right. So the home that I was in, the
Yeah.
rehabilitation home, the chef, Ian, amazing chef, ex-merchant Navy. He was amazing guy. Anyway, one morning went in and he said, try this.
Was he drunk?
No. So crushed up, mashed up banana
Yeah.
on a bit of toast.
If you said the word mash, I'm not going to love it.
Mashed up potato, mashed up banana
Yeah.
on a toast
Yeah.
with bacon.
Yeah.
Have that, try it.
I'm going to try it.
And then,
Yeah.
and then let me know what you think.
Okay. On that note, hey, Shaun, where do we find out more about you? Where can the guys come and follow you? I love your Instagram.
Jesus, I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on...
Get on Shaun's Instagram.
Moments of inspiration. Look, moments of inspiration.
Oh, is that a new thing?
That's me.
Is that what your page is called?
That's my website as well.
Oh, I love it. What's that?
So
How do we spell that?
I get invited to go and do talks to companies and schools.
Dude, so you should.
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff with schools. I don't talk about the sex bit. Jesus.
Why the fuck
the
not?
vibrator bit in the primary school. Have you ever done that? Oh, fucking hell. I got to tell you this, right? So,
Oh, come on. I love it. One last one.
Right. So I went to a Catholic primary school to do a motivational talk, and the kids loved it. You know, I'd do videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And a little kid. So at the end, I love the kids to ask questions because the kids ask questions which adults
And no filter. Yeah.
right. So you have to bear in mind we're in a hall. They've got the teachers and the nuns all around them. The kids
there's nuns as well.
Yeah. Because it's proper Catholic.
Yeah.
And the little boy, who happened to be called Joseph.
All right.
So he's in year 1.
Yeah.
Stands up. Question. Shaun, how do you go to toilet? You know when somebody asks you a question and you feel thinking, oh my God, how's he going to... The nuns and the teachers are like, how's he going to answer this? How's he going to answer this? And I just said, do you know what? At that time, I used to have a leg bag. I said, look, I've got a bag. I just empty it and I move on.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, when you're in a room and you feel, and somebody says to you, and you feel that oh my God, what's he going to say?
Yeah.
And I just said it. But love working with the kids because kids will ask the questions that parents will you know, how do you go to the toilet?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, listen, thanks for having me.
Mate, I've had a blast. Thank you so much,
It's
Mr.
been
Shaun
awesome.
Gash, everyone. Thank you. Come on, mate.